Hi, I'm Bybreen and welcome back to another episode of Soul Stirring Astrology, where I give you my textured take on the world of astrology. Why, hey beautiful people, I know I've been away over the last couple of weeks. That's because I've been to my tech mecca, which is Web Summit. So I've had a fantastic time observing the future through technology. So I was away for about a week or so, then been involved in other tech related events. But I'm back because we've had some great movements over the last couple of weeks, i.e. Jupiter has moved into the sign that he rules, which is Sagittarius. He also co-rules Pisces, but today I'll be focusing on Jupiter's journey into Sagittarius. And alongside Jupiter, we also have had other changes because the moon's nodes have moved into Cancer, which is the sign that the moon rules. So the nodes, North Node in particular, has left Leo and moved into Cancer. And so here it's about emotional nourishment and building a solid foundation that enables you to create leverage to move out into the world. We also have Neptune, which is in Pisces, has been there since 2012, and with Neptune there, it's about removing any barriers between you and the collective. We also have Venus, and Venus is retrograding back into Libra, the sign that she rules, and here it's about harmonizing your relationships. And within this context, we've got this emergence of Jupiter, which has left the murky scorpionic waters and has now moved into the bright philosophical sunshine of Sagittarius. And so with Jupiter here, it touches all of us. I have Sagittarius rising, so Jupiter has come home for me, as with other people, particularly the fire signs, because it will then trigger off other points where there are favourable connections with other fire signs. Now with Jupiter, there is this sense of expansion, exuberance, risk-taking, opportunity. It's this really feeling, the good feel factor. It's where you're able to really tune in to your inspiration and your intuition. So with Jupiter, what's being called upon is the observation of how you are emerging as a leader, as the guru, because Jupiter rules the 9th house. It's Sagittarius, which is the 9th sign. So the association here is with philosophy, politics, religion, ethics, principles, higher mind, your perspective. Jupiter going through Sagittarius is calling for what is your perspective that you bring to the world. So it's fire, so it can be quite rapid, very enthusiastic. The great thing that's also going alongside Jupiter's emergence into Sagittarius is that Saturn is in the sign, one of the signs that he rules, and that's Capricorn. So with Jupiter moving through Sagittarius, Capricorn is saying it's time for you to bring about practical, pragmatic wisdom. Jupiter, Sagittarius, is about fire. Saturn is about groundedness, it's in earth. So it's the time for you to be really demonstrating your wisdom. Now, as much as Jupiter is outward looking, Sagittarius is outward looking, there's a divine call for you to be traveling the globe of the world, seeing the world, engaging with the world, imbibing the world, reinterpreting the world. And equally, maybe even more importantly, it's the time now for you to really be traveling the globe of your inner world. That's right, your inner terrain. You've just gone through Jupiter in Scorpio, so it's churned up what was buried. And so you have a sense of what this is now, and what you're seeking to do is to marry this inner terrain. If there's anything that has been left, the remnants of Jupiter in Scorpio, now is the time for you to be mining that in a particular way, because it's the time for you to demonstrate your authority, particularly because we have Saturn, and Saturn is ruling Capricorn. So, as I said, Sagittarius is the 9th sign, and the 9th sign is a reflection of completion, perfection, cycles and circles being completed in a way. So 9 from a from numerology even, is a sense of perfection. So if we think about the Olympic gods, there were 9 gods that sat in the assembly. How are you able to demonstrate your inner god and your inner goddess? Now, if we think from a mythological point of view, we have Jupiter, represented by the centaur, half man, half horse. So there's a rootedness on the ground, and then there's pointing to the sky, looking up, looking at the expanse of the whole horizon. And so according to mythology, the centaurs were really happy roaming freely through the forest of Thessaly. And so the metaphor here is that with Jupiter going through Sagittarius, there's a sense that you don't want to be boxed in. You need to be free. You need to be able to roam and explore. And anything that doesn't facilitate that aspect, that calling from your soul, is naturally going to fall away. So with this sense of the centaurs, you know, roaming freely, looking at the world, there's this sense that you could just buy into the positivity of Jupiter in Sagittarius. However, mythology again shows us with the wedding feast of Hippodamia. And what happened was the centaurs, they gate crashed the wedding, and one of the centaurs actually grabbed the bride, dragged her away and attacked her. And so what this is showing, that with Jupiter going through Sagittarius, one needs to be mindful of the shadow side of Jupiter in Sagittarius. There could be arrogance, there could be pride for the sake of just pride, there could be narcissism, there could be this sense of the not wanting to be contained and taking that too far. And Carl Jung said, this is a reflection of whereby you have the unconscious dominating the conscious mind. And so with Jupiter going through Sagittarius, as much as there is this exuberance, as much as there is this risk-taking, as well as aspiration, inspiration and intuition, one always has to be mindful of the other side of the coin. So according to the Greeks, Jupiter was known as Zeus, and Zeus was the god of truth. And so while we're journeying over the next 12 months through Sagittarius, Jupiter is about truth. If you think of the symbol of Sagittarius, it's the archer. So the archer has a very clear target, and within that target it's about the exploration of the truth. And one of the things that Zeus was very mindful of was that he absolutely hated liars, because he was there, he was ruling truth and the cosmic laws. And so Zeus was always present for when people made promises and oaths before witnesses in public. And he hated lies so much that it's alleged that what he did was that he punished perjurers to Tartarus. They were banished, and the reason being is that with this truth-seeking element, all of us are being called upon to really pay attention to the conversations and the nuances that show up within those conversations, because we're living in times whereby truth has been diminished. We're living in the world of fake news. There's a sense that, you know, to be truthful, to be honourable is slightly looked down upon. Now that Jupiter has come home again, because Jupiter travels around the zodiac, comes home every 12 years, it's a time for all of us to be truth-seeking and truth-sayers. Now for me, I absolutely hate lies. When I see them, when they emerge, they need to be whoever they need to be. But I'm really clear is that psychologically, I just cut off from them. Psychologically, I just lose complete respect. So with Jupiter, it's part of your Dharma to be on this truth-telling quest. So when I was in Web Summit, there was, you know, hundreds and hundreds of different talks, and there were a number that appealed to me. And there was this sense of this discussion, this debate between citizen journalism, which can throw up fake news, as well as the broadsheets throw up fake news. So we've got citizens journalism, or we've got a plethora of storytellers. Now within the storytelling, whose responsibility is it to bring about journalistic truth, journalistic integrity? You know, are they diametrically opposed, or does one flow into the other? That's what's been called upon all of us to give thought to. How do we manifest the truth? Where is it that we actually are still scurrying around the shadows of life? You know, where are we lying? Where are we shrinking? Where are we being dishonourable? Where you shine the light on that, because we are now in the philosophical sunshine of Sagittarius, it's time to banish that from your world. It's really time for you to be stepping up in a way whereby you can own that micro space in the world where you are seeking to bring harmony. You're seeking to find ways to harmonize humanity. Every single one of us, there's a cause, there's a call that we're being guided to lead. We're being guided to being in the world. There's a difference between finding truth because somebody's telling you the truth, somebody's spoon feeding you the truth. Somebody is spoon feeding you your belief system. That's very different from you going out into the world, experiencing the truth, examining the truth, imbibing the truth, traveling the globe of your soul, and then through synthesizing, analyzing, deconstructing, you're able to come up with your own philosophy. And that's what's been called for as we journey with Jupiter into Sagittarius. Just last night I was talking to, shout out to Donna Clifford, otherwise aka Sister Donna, and we were talking about, because we're collaborating on a new service. It's under wraps at the moment, but when it's time we'll let you know about it, something that could really benefit your lives. And we were talking about the ethics of how we're going to work. What's our value proposition? What are our values? What are the principles? And one of the things that we're really clear about in terms of how we show up as shamans in the world is we may provide some leverage that enables people to dig deeper into their narrative, but it's for them to take the journey. It's not for us, in terms of the way that we're showing up, it's not for us to spoon feed. Jupiter in Sagittarius, Saturn in Capricorn wants you to demonstrate your gravitas, and you can only, from my experience, gain gravitas is when you've rolled up your sleeves, got the dirt under your fingernail, run ultra marathons on broken glass. I've done that several times, got the war wounds, healed myself, picked up the fragments, picked up the shards, picked up the splinters from my brokenness, and made peace from my broken pieces. Hence why I'm able, I feel, to make this tiny contribution into your world, into your life. That's what Jupiter in Sagittarius is calling for you. So that's what I wanted to share with you. I'm not going to be taking you around the houses, and if it's in this house it means X, Y and Z. There's lots of people doing wonderful work around that. I just wanted to bring you more of a maybe mythological, philosophical bent as to who is it that you are being beckoned towards, that you're demonstrating your own leadership. Beware of false prophets. And that's why Jupiter in Sagittarius wants you to be that guru, but to be that guru in a way because you have walked, you have run through your inner terrain, you have an understanding of that, you have an understanding of your shadow, you've done deep shadow work. There's a sense that you're now, or you have done the integrative work that's required for you to be able to stand with ease, to stand in lightness, so that you can beam that out into the world. And by beaming that out into the world with the North Node in Cancer, it's a way for you to nourish others. So that's what I wanted to share. Which brings me to the end, really. So with Jupiter in Sagittarius, it's time for you to review and to clarify what is the vision you have for your life, and who do you need to become, literally becoming, in order to lead it. And I say that because I'm looking at my book. Yes, it came. Here it is. Michelle Obama's book. She's on my top 10 list of people to meet. I've met 2 people on my list already. But unfortunately I didn't get a ticket for London to see her in London, but nonetheless I will be drinking in this and understanding how she is going about becoming. And Jupiter in Sagittarius wants you to start your own journey of becoming. Which brings me to the quote of the day, which is by Waldo Emerson. And what he said is this: truth is not the property of any one individual. It's the treasure that belongs to all men and women. Powerful, really powerful. So all of us are being called to rise up, to stand in our truth, to speak our truth, to speak your truth, even if your voice is shaking. Speak the truth and become who you're meant to be. So that's it, beautiful people. Put your comments in the comment box below. I will be catching up with you. As I said, I've been away, but I do love to engage with you. I really love the support that I get, the wonderful emails and the messages, the public messages. I really, really thank you for allowing me to share my gift with you as an astrologer. And the way I describe myself is I help people remove their concrete jacket in order to allow their life to breathe with ease. So if any of you would like to have a private consultation with me, drop me an email at bybreen@googlemail.com. That is BYBREEN Samuels, SAMUELS, @googlemail.com. Until we speak again. Bye.